So I think I've sent in the image that shows the difference between a serif and non-serif font. So basically, uh, let me. So we are starting tonight class proper. So I'll be sharing my screen soon. So there are no slides for tonight. There are no slides for tonight class. Just basically demonstration of how Photoshop looks like, uh, um, what Photoshop looks like and what it is. So at the end of this class, you should be able to freely move around Photoshop. You should be able to know what each of the things in Photoshop like stand for. So basically, so let me open my Photoshop so we can get started. Yeah. So I think my Photoshop is opened already. So let me just share my screen from here. Yeah. So let me know if you can see my screen. If you can see my screen, just let me know in the chat box. If you can see my screen right now, just let me know in the chat box, please. If you can see my screen. So let me know. You can see my screen. Let me know. Okay, I can see it. I can see it. Okay, great, 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 great. So I will be introducing us to basically what this whole thing is all about. So I will need you to be quite attentive, like to be quite attentive and observative, because I'll be using the cursor and I want you to follow the cursor at every point in time. So if you open your Photoshop, this the 20 this is the 2022 version of Photoshop. So yeah, the 2022 version of Photoshop. So if you open your Photoshop, basically this is what comes up. Like this is like the home page. It went off here. This I can still Please kindly confirm from your end if kindly confirm from if you can still see my wife, if you can still see my my screen. So I think it's from your end. Okay, so let's continue. So um as you all know that anytime you open an application, anytime you open your devices, anytime you open anything whatsoever that has to do with a computer system, the first thing that comes to you, that open up to you, is what is the home page. Is the home page. So this is the home page of Photoshop, and in the home page, you basically you will not be able to do anything. You won't be able to do anything at on the home page because it is home page. You can't do anything on the home page because that's it just contains the details of the works you've done earlier. Somewhat. So this home page contains your previous work, like the work you've done. Automatically it brings them to the home page so that you can easily open them. So I'll be opening one of the jobs I've done. Like, okay, let me open this. So I'll be opening one of the jobs. So basically the home page allows you to have access to um some of your previous work. It's not like all the work you've done on Photoshop. It basically helps you to have an access to some of your previous work, like the recent work that you opened on your Photoshop. So this is like a recent work I opened on my Photoshop. So you can see now this is a recent file. So this is how that work. That's how home page work. So let me just close this. That's not the discussion for tonight. So let's go back. So basically, if you want to start anything at all in um Photoshop, the first thing you need to do is what? Create a new document. You have to create a new document. We all know that if you want to type any document if you want to start anything in a new software or something, you have to create a new either a new page, a new document, or a new whatsoever. So the first thing we do is what create new, and there are two ways. And there are two ways you can create new documents. You can actually use the shortcut or use the create new button. You can use the shortcut or create new button. So these are the two ways. So but I'll be using the create new button because I'm on the home page. So I'll be using the create new button. So um so once you click on the create new button, it will automatically bring out a panel like this for you. This thing is called a panel, a new document panel. So because I click on new, create new, it brings out this panel to me so that I can be able to choose the dimension of my design. Do you get? So if you can get me, if you are still with me, let kindly press 111 on the chat box. If you are still with me, kindly press 111 on the chat box so that I can know you are still with me. Oh, great, 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 great. Thank you so much. So let's continue. So so all these things might look too complex, for you or at the start, but trust me, these things are simple. There is nothing here at all that you don't know. They are just simple. All these things are just English. So if you can read and write, you will understand everything that is here. So it might look too bogus because you are seeing it for the first time, or because you are new to Photoshop. So first thing first. Now this is like this recent button here shows. So I'm trying to move my cursor on that so that I can easily see what I'm doing. So this recent here shows the number of sizes, the number of dimension I've worked with. So anytime I'm talking about dimension, I'm talking about the sizes you want your design to be in. So the sizes I want your design to be, because that is very important anytime you are making your designs. It is, if you are making a design for print, you are making a design for social media, you have to be able to know the dimension that you want your design to be. So for social medias, you have to know, okay, which of the social media is this design going to? Is this design going to Facebook? Is it going to Instagram? Is it going to TikTok? Is it going to any of social media? So you have to understand, okay, which of these social media, because each social media has like their post sizes. For Instagram, now Instagram has both the square and the rectangle sizes for their posts, for their posts for their posts. So you have to understand those things before you create your dimension. Those are the first things you have to that you have to take note of. Know where your design is going to be used. Is it going to be used on social media, or is it going to be used for print? So, for example, let's say your your design is going to be used for social media, for social media, for example. So for now, sorry, is there anybody hearing an echo from my end? So let us confirm before I continue. Is there anybody hearing an echo? Please, is there anybody getting echo from my end? Oh, no echo. So I think it's the network. I think it's the network from your end. So let's continue, please. So because we have a lot to actually discuss tonight, so I want us to go steadily. And I would advise that after this class, you open the one you've installed on your laptop and see how these things work. Because if I go through all these things now, and you did not go back and see how these things work for yourself, you might actually forget, and forget to on how to use these things when next you want to make a design or something. So so the first thing is, okay, let's assume we are creating a post, a social media post for Instagram. So we know that we can either create a square orientation, meaning that Instagram post can either be in a square orientation or a rectangle orientation. What do I mean? If you note that if you have taken note of post on social media, for example Instagram now, you can either post your picture in a square format or in a rectangle format, in a vertical rectangle format. Do you get? So now it's assuming so, and I think it's cool. So good evening everyone. So sorry. The network is quite bad. Yeah, the network is staying somehow. Yes, and I can't help it. So I'm just praying that God help us stabilize this. So if you can hear me now, kindly let me know if you can hear me now. But this won't stop us. This won't stop us. This won't stop us. If you can hear me now, kindly press 2222. So I'm just trying to use this to engage you so that we don't get bored because of the network. So I'm using this to engage us. So yeah, thank you. I believe you are not getting bored. So um, I believe the network will be stable till the end of the class. Don't be discouraged, please. Don't be discouraged. These are one of the challenges you faced, and you have to surmount. You have to surmount them. So you have to overcome them. So I'll be sharing my screen again. I'll be sharing my screen again so we can continue. So let me know if you can see my screen now, please. Let me know if you can see my screen so we can continue from there. So let me know if you can see my screen. So let me know if you can see my screen so we continue from there. Oh, great, 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 great. I was talking about the sizes for social media. You have to understand where your design is going to be used. Is it going to be made print, or is it going to be is it going to be live on social media? So tonight now we are trying to create no, we are not creating anything now. We're just trying to use this to have an overview of what Photoshop looks like. Do you get? So, but we can only do that by at least creating a sample. This place is where you name what you want the document to be. Let's say we want to name our document test. Let's say D for D class. D for D class 2. Class two. So and I said for Instagram, um, the width in size. So 1080 by 1080 pixel. Yeah. So if you yesterday when I was talking, I said Photoshop is a pixel-based software, meaning that you have to have a resolution. So I personally, if it is for social media, 72 is recommended, but I actually do not use 72 because I use 300 because there are times I will want to make a design for print. That same design I made for social media, I will want to make it for print later. So to be on a safer side, because if you actually use 72, 72 will look good on social media. It will look sharp and bright. But if you want to print that same design, it will look so blurry on print. So this is one of the reasons why you see some blurry prints, some blurry print out designs, because one of the reasons is that their resolutions the right resolution is not used. So take note of this. If you want to work on social media, 72 DPI is 72 DPI is actually recommended. And if you want to work for print, 300 DPI is recommended. But because of the type of project I work on, sometimes I might make a design and the client is requesting that, oh, so sorry, I want to make this same design for print, and I would not like to start that same design from scratch. So to be on the safer side, I use 300 resolution always. So in either ways, if the person wants to make it on social media or print later, then I'm on a safe side. So I don't need to start the design all over again because I chose the wrong resolution. So so that's that. So and the color mode, if you are working for social media, so the color mode is RGB, but you can let us leave that for now. All these are not quite so, but make sure in any of your designs, make sure it's in RGB at least for now. You understand later why you need to change it to any of these options later, but for now, let us leave it let us leave it at RGB. So this background content is actually I will try to go over this process again because of this background content. So let us choose white now. Let us choose white. So all these ones, leave them the way they are. Just leave them. You don't have just leave them. So you don't have any business with them. Just they are default settings. Just leave them the way they are. So you can see this things is it looks techy. It looks like can I understand these things? Why is all the panel so big and why is everything so it is straightforward. You can easily understand these things if you know the right things to do, if you know the right things to press, if you know the right things you need to do. And this is what I'm trying to explain to you. So I'll be going over this process again because of this background content. If I choose white as my background content and I click on create, see what happens. So it automatically bring white as what? As my background content. You can all see white as my background content. Can you all see white? If you can see white, press white on the chat box. Can you all see white as my background content? So if you can see white as the background content, kindly press white. So yeah. Oh, great, great, great. So that means you are going along. So I will be repeating this process again because of that background content. So let me close this document. So create new again. I'm trying to repeat this because I want to explain what that background content means. So create new. So create new. So you can just come to the background. Now I've explained what all these ones mean. So okay. Oh, D for D. Let me try and D for D training. Oh, D for D class two. So if I will try, I will change the background content here now to transparent. So you can now get that if I make it black, what comes up? Black comes up. if I make it, I can choose any background color I want. You can. Oh yes, yes. The windows of the 2022 are different. Yes, I actually recommended 2015. Yeah, I actually recommended 2015 because um of because of wide variations in people's systems. There are people's configurations. Because I don't know the type of system people are using, to be on a safer side so that we don't start dragging having software issues. That's why I recommended 2015. But this is like an advanced an updated software. The same things are still inside, just some minor updates. Do you get just some minor updates? So I apologize for that. So you can actually choose the color you want to be the background color from here. You can choose the color, but then I think by now you should understand the scope of the background color. Now let me choose transparent. What will transparent do? So let me click on what create. So you can see now that there is nothing inside this thing. So I will tell us what this is later. There is nothing inside what inside this shape now. Nothing is inside. Can you see that? Can you see that? So now yesterday I was talking about pixels. So I told us that Photoshop is a pixel-based software, if you all remember. So now I want to show us an example of what pixels look like. So you can see um, all these boxes you are seeing, each of them is called a pixel. Each of these boxes. So these are what determines how sharp your design comes out, either on print or on social media. So that's why it is right for you to use the right resolution at any point in time. Either you want to create a social media flyer or a print flyer. Do you get? So that's that. So now um okay, 2015 version is showing a different thing and not responding. Can you just you know what? If you can send a picture of what it is showing, then we sort that out at the end of the class so you can practice later, please. So you can send a screenshot or a picture of whatever it is showing, so we can sort that out later. So now you can see that in this kindly give me some minutes. I want to do something. Oh, okay, just leave it like that. So in this you can see the interface of Photoshop. Like this is what interface of a Photoshop software looks like. Yeah. So it is not modern. This is what it looks like. So I will try to now explain what each of these things do, what are they are called, and what then after the end of this class, you see that these things are not hard as people um seems it is. It is just like people are just scared because they don't know what each of these things do. They don't know what how they can how they can use these tools. So I will be explaining what all these things are tonight as much as I'm permitted. So 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 now, yeah, the what we created here, this shape that you can see, this square shape that you can see, this area, this whole area. Can you see my cursor? This whole area that has our shape is called the workspace. If you get me, this whole area is called what? Is called the workspace. Kindly note, it's called the what? Your workspace. That's where you are going to be working. That's where all your work is going to be seen. You get? That's where all your work is going to be seen. Do you get? That's what it is called, your workspace. And there are different type of workspace. You can choose any workspace you have. Presently, if you want to do that, come to the window tab. This is the window tab, and you see the workspace. Do you get? You can see the workspace. So you can choose any of the workspace you are. Presently, I'm working on the Essential. That's the default workspace. Anybody that is, if you are starting your Photoshop new, this is the default. This default workspace that is going to bring out to you. So everything you are seeing around here is what a workspace. So it's assuming somebody else feel like, no, I'm not trying. I'm not going to use the Essential. I want to use a 3D workspace. So this is what the uh 3D workspace look like. So each of these workspace has different thing because each of these workspace has a peculiar tool that make them different from each other. If you are working on the 3D workspace, there are tools that make it different from each other. So as you explore Photoshop more, you begin to see the reason why um each of these workspace exists, because there are a lot of people that use Photoshop. There are photographers use Photoshop, 3D artists use Photoshop, digital painters use Photoshop. So this workspace is created for anybody that uses Photoshop. It is created to suit what you want to use Photoshop for. For us now as a designer, you can custom curate your own workspace. You can create your own workspace. For somebody like a graphic designer now, you can choose to use the graphic and web workspace. So automatically it looks like this. That's the workspace. So everything you are seeing here now is what is the workspace. So I will take it back to what to the default workspace. I believe um you are still with me. I believe you are still with me. So someone is asking, can we get the video after the class? Sure, the video will be ready after the class, but that's not an excuse for you to leave the class. So you should stay, because there are some informations that I will be passing out here that you might not get them when it's to the videos. You might not be so attentive or so because you might be engaged in doing other things. So kindly stay through the end of the class. So I think you understand what the workspace is now. So and the next thing is as you can see some stuffs here: file, edit, image, layer, type, select, all these things. All these things up here are called what? They are called the menu bar. They are called what? The menu bar. Menu. Like these are like if you go to a restaurant and you want to eat, they will serve you what? A menu. That menu contains what they have, or what they have at that point in time in that restaurant. So this particular place is what is the menu bar. So it contains everything that has to do with Photoshop. Each of these tab in the menu bar contains everything that has to do with Photoshop, and each of them have a particular function, a particular role they play. So these are the menus that you are going to be using to explore the world of Photoshop. These things are very simple. It's just like you just become and follow me along. So and you want to ask me, okay, we have the menu bar. So what are the tools? What are the things that we use to work in Photoshop? Like if you have ever been to a workshop before, a workshop like a mechanic workshop, you will always they always have a place they keep their tools. Those tools are what they use to carry out their primary their primary work. So in Photoshop too, there is a bar called the toolbar. So this is the toolbar. Starting from here, down here is called the what? The toolbar. This contains all the tools that you will use to create anything whatsoever in Photoshop. If you have ever seen any design, any painting whatsoever that is done on Photoshop, these tools are what are used to create all those amazing things that you've seen. So, and understanding these tools will help you get to know how you can easily use these tools better, how you can easily create these tools better. So and the next one is what? The status bar. This There is a bar below here, a bar down here. If you can see the bar, you can see my cursor. My cursor is coming down to a place here that talks about 1080 by 1080. So this place is giving us um a brief information. It's called the status bar. It's giving us a brief information of what we are doing presently in Photoshop. Do you get? It's giving us that status of what we are doing presently in Photoshop. If you can see that, let me know. If you can see that, let me know. So I will know that we are on the same page. So this is called what? The status bar. You can see the size that we chose, 1080 by 1080 pixels. 300 dpi. This is the resolution, and there are a lot of things in the status bar. You can choose to get the document profile. It gives you the document profile. You can choose to see the efficiency. A lot of things that is going that this is called what? The status bar. This thing can actually give you the status of what you are doing in Photoshop. If you want to know about the document size, like after I'm done with my design, what is the size going to look like? You can easily get the status from here, so you can easily check the one you want to get it for. So that's that about that. So there is a part here. There is a part on my right hand side here. On my right hand side here is called the layer panel. The layer panel. So Photoshop is built in a way that anything you do in Photoshop actually has a layer. So I will demonstrate that to us now. Demonstrate that now. I'll demonstrate that now so that we can see what I am doing. I will demonstrate that. So now I want to demonstrate what it means, what layers means. Now oh I'm creating I'm creating this now. So how many of us can see what I created? I created um a a what can I call it now? A vector or something, or a painting now. So I created that now. So you can see that I've created it. If I want to create another one, Photoshop, I will have to create a new layer because I don't want to merge these things together. Because at times I might want to correct something on this particular layer. And this assuming I created another one. I created another painting on it, on that same layer. If there is an error, you can see that it is on it. Now, if there is an error, if I need to correct anything on the blue painting, I won't be able to do that because I created them together. So that's the need why we have to that is the need for the layers. Layers helps you to put each of your elements in separate layer because you might need to take them away, curate them, remove them as design progresses. So, but when you have actually put them together in one single layer, you won't be able to do that. That means you have to start the old design over and over again. Do you get? So that's that. So if I want to let's assume I want to create that black painting in the right way now, I have to create a new layer. This is the icon for creating new layer. There is a plus sign here. No matter the version of Photoshop you are using, all these things are the same. All these things are the same. So there is a plus sign here. Click on the plus sign. Automatically, you can see that a new layer is what? A new layer is what is created. Can you see the new layer is created? So now, if I want to um, create another icon now, I will just make the painting now. So making this painting has given me the access to have this um this actually has given us the privilege to have our paintings on two different. You can see that I can move this separately. I can move this separately. I can move each of the I can move each of the paintings separately because I created them on separate layers. So that's the advantage of using the layers, and that's what the layers are meant for. Layers are meant to have any element we are using on Photoshop, have them separately. So that's the usefulness of the layer. So, and as we progress, you will be seeing, because I might not be able to take you around all these things one after the other, but there are basic tools you need to know about in Photoshop. There are basic tools you need to know about. Okay, like anytime any day you use these tools, and I'll be mentioning those tools. One of the tools is the text tool, the move tool, the brush tool, the zoom tool. So those are the one of the basic tools that you will have to know. Okay, this is what, if I want to move anything around within Photoshop workspace, what will I use to move it around? If I want to zoom, what will I use to zoom? If I want to create a text, what will I use to create the text? If I want to create a shape, what is the tool I'm going to use to create that shape? Do you get me? So those are the basics. And I'll be giving us a run through of those tools one after the other. So I believe you are still with me. If you are still with me, kindly type 3333 on the chat box so that I can still with me. Oh, great, great. Thank you so much. I believe you are learning a lot from this. I believe your time is not being wasted. I believe you are getting value for your time here. So I believe at the end of tonight's class, Photoshop interface will not look so scary anymore. Photoshop interface will not look so like will not look so scary again. So that's that. So before I proceed, before I show you those tools, you can see that these things are on separate layers. You can see layer one, layer two. I can easily decide to hide layer two. And how can I do that? There's an icon here. The icon is called visibility what icon. It's an eye. It looks like an eye. If I click on it, you see, I can't. That means I've chosen to make it invisible because the eye icon is closed, is not there again. And if I click on it again, it reviews, it comes up. If I click on the layer one, the eye icon for layer one, you can't see it again. But if I click it again, you can see. So it is called the visibility icon. Do you get? It is called the visibility icon. After this class, I will recommend a video after this class. I want you to look at the video. The video will really help you about to get to know Photoshop better, because if I'm treating each of these tools one after the other, I mean 2 hours won't be enough for us. But then I will try my best to give us a run through of how these things work. Do you get? Because it's actually a lot, and you have to actually understand this thing, because these are the things you use to create your designs. Because I believe in the next 2 weeks I want to be seeing people creating amazing designs from this class. So I believe it is very possible. With the effort we are all putting in, with the energy, with the resources we are putting, I believe it is possible after 2 weeks to see people creating amazing designs. So yeah, so I'll be moving to the next thing, telling us what each. So before so I'll be telling us, okay, what the tools looks like. Now I'll be going the first tool I will be demonstrating for us now. Um oh, this somebody sent in a photo. This is not Photoshop 2015. This is actually Photoshop 7, and it's like this like 20 this like a 10 years, 10 years ago Photoshop, 12 years back. This is Photoshop 7. And there are a lot of updates that has been made on this. I won't recommend you use this, please. I won't recommend using this Photoshop. So I believe you can still see my screen. So let's move. So the next tool we'll be discussing here is the move tool. So what does the move tool do? You can see a brief video that is demonstrating what it does from the software itself. So it is self-taught, because if you use from 2019 upward, I think there is something like this from 2019 upward. So it basically tells you what those tools does. So the move tool is the first tool in the software. It is used to move elements around within the Photoshop workspace, within the Photoshop canvas. Yes, before I move, let me try to correct myself. This square shape we have here is called a canvas. It's called a canvas. It's called a canvas. So everything you can see within the Photoshop workspace within the Photoshop is called the workspace. But where you be putting all your elements, all your shapes, all your text is called what? The canvas. This transparent thing that you can see is the canvas. But everything you can see within the Photoshop is what? Is called the workspace. I believe I'm clear on that. So, and the move tool is what we use to move any elements. And I talked about the elements yesterday. Our elements are the text, the color, the shapes, and the what and the texture. So these are the what. So the move is what we use to move them around. So it's what we use to move them around. So I believe you are still with me tonight. So let's continue. So I believe everyone is still here with me. So I continue again. So so the move to, I think we are done with the move to. So let me hide these things that we've created. So the next tool I will be introducing us to is the shape tool. Shape tool. So all these other tools, we will get to understand what they do as we practice, as we make designs. Because as we make designs, if I want to use any tool, I will tell you, okay, I'm using this tool to make this particular thing. I'm using this tool to do this. I'm doing this because I'll be giving you the reasons why I'm doing all those things. Why when we start making designs, but I'm just trying to give us an overview of what those of what these tools does, the basic tools does, which are the move tool, the text tool, the shape tool, and the zoom tool. So I'll be giving us an overview, and after this class, I'll be recommending a video that I believe every one of us should watch. This will give us a quick refresh, and it will help us understand how Photoshop works better. Yeah, I'm not somebody that will teach you and prevent you from getting access to other resources. No, I believe getting resources from different places will help you learn better. Mine is to teach you what I know, and mine is to help you get to know it better. And one of the ways you can know it better is recommending resources to you. Okay, after this class, go and watch this video. This video will give you a brief, give you a comprehensive thing about introduction to Photoshop. So I believe that will help us after the class. So after this class, you will have to do that, because that will really help you a lot mastering Photoshop. So I will be recommending a lot of materials. I'll be recommending things that you need to engage so that you can master design as fast as possible. Do you get? So yeah, because I want us to move very fast. So the next tool is what? The shape tool. And we can, yes, I forgot. So there is a shortcut for the move tool. The shortcut for the move tool is V. Anywhere you are in Photoshop, if you are doing anything except when you are typing, anything you are doing except when you are typing, if you press the V key on your keyboard, it automatically takes you to what? To the move to. So the shortcut for move to is what? The letter V. The letter V. So I'll be going to the shape tool now. So how do I locate the shape tool? So I'll help you locate that now. So you don't have to worry yourself. So this is the shape tool right here. So the shape tool consists of of other tools. So when you see any Photoshop tool with this tiny arrow, it shows that it comprises of some other tools. So you can just click on that arrow. You can just click on that to see, to expose all other tools inside that particular tool. So you can see the rectangle tool. So anytime you click on the rectangle tool, automatically change. If you click on the ellipse tool, which you can also say the circle tool, but ellipse is not circle, but then if you can see the triangle tool, you can see the polygon tool. We all know polygon. You can choose the size, number of sizes you want your shapes to look like. You can see the line tool. You can see the custom shape tool. So I will be demonstrating using the rectangle tool now. So I've clicked on the rectangle tool now. So I want to draw a rectangle. You can see I'm drawing a rectangle. This is a rectangle now. And automatically it fills in a color. You can see this is the color. We call this the color. So what's I'm trying to get the particular name now. So as we continue, I will give you the name. So I don't just call something else. So this is where you change your color. This is where you change your color. Let's assume I want to change the color of this shape now. I double click on this so it is called the color picker. It's called the color picker. So you can easily change your color here. You can change your color here. Press OK. No, oh, so sorry. So if you want to change your color, this is where you change your color. You change your color right here. I'm so sorry. Change your color right here. You can see I came back to the layer, the particular layer where the rectangle tool is. I came there and I will double click on it. It automatically bring out the color picker. Then I can change my color right from there. I can change my color to any color of my choice. So that's that. But as you can see, this rectangle is not a perfect rectangle. It's not a perfect rectangle yet. So let's assume we want to create a perfect rectangle. So I would like to want to create a perfect rectangle. Click on the rectangle tool, then press the shift key. The shift key helps you to create a perfect rectangle where the width is equal to the height. You can see Photoshop itself will give you, as you see, Photoshop itself will tell you that okay, the width is 554 pixels, the height is 554. You can easily see when you press down the Alt key and drag your mouse. You can easily see that okay, you create. But if you fail to click on the Shift key, you can create an irregular triangle where the length and breadth is not the same. So, but that aside, so using this tool, using other ellipse tool, you can create shapes. You can create ellipse. You can see. If I want to create a perfect circle now, what I need to do is click on the Shift button, and you can see automatically it becomes a perfect circle. So any of the shapes you choose will just automatically give you a perfect shape, as you can see. It will automatically give you a perfect shape. But if you want a perfect shape, just click the Shift button and automatically change, as you can see from here. So that's that. So I believe you are still with me on this. So I believe you are still with me on this call. So I believe you are getting value for your time. So even if the class is free, even if the class is you did not pay for the class, I believe your time, the investment of your time is worth it. I don't want to waste your time, because if I'm here and I'm not giving you the best of what I can give, then I'm wasting your time, even irrespective of you made a monetary commitment or so ever. So I had to make sure I give you the best of information concerning this software. So I believe at the end of this course, you will be able to use Photoshop better, and you'll be able to go around Photoshop. So so you can see, and I told you that you can easily change your color by just double clicking on the layer. You can see the layer here. Each of these shapes automatically they create layer. They have their own separate layer, because you don't want to create a particular shape with another. Because once you do that, you won't be able to edit that particular shape later in future. Please, if you are just joining, kindly help us by muting your mic, or we help you from here. So, and I want you to do that yourself. So so that's that. So you can easily change the color by coming here, and you can see these things are basic things that you need to know. Change your color, then you see that about that. So now we are moving to the text to, because I want us to because we still have a lot of things to do tonight. We still have some things to do tonight, but then so I want us to just get through the basic tool and check some of the menu bar, so you still see how those things how they work. And I want us to, after that, then I will show us one other thing. Then we close this session. Then we move to something else before we close everything about tonight class. So the next thing I'll be doing is like working with the text tool. So you want to, let us say you want to type, you want to create a text, an information in textual form. So there is an icon here, which is the T. It represents what? The text. You can see it represents the text. So we are clicking. So if you want to enable the text, just click on it, text, and click on your canvas. Click on your canvas. Once you click on your canvas, it automatically bring a default statement like this, lorem ipsum. It's just a default statement, so don't bother about it. You can delete it later. So let's assume you want to write, this is a circle. This is a circle. You can see this is a circle, and you can change the color of this. You can see I was able to move it using the move tool. You can see I was able to move using the move tool. So when I'm done typing, I did what? I went back to the move tool. I click on the move tool because I'm done typing. So I can now move it all around to anywhere I want it to be on the canvas. So I can change the color by double clicking on its layer here, on that box with that T. Just double click it, then automatically highlight it. Then you will see the color up here, not like the regular shape. The shape automatically will display the color picker, but here for text, the text will only show you the color here. So you just click it and change the color to something nice or something that you want. Okay, as you can see, the font might be the font size is small, and that doesn't mean you want to make it big. Then go back to the text tool, click on that text, right? Click on that text. So, and for you to enable the text tool, you can easily see it here. You can see it here, character. That's what we call the character tool. So in this place, you'll be able to change your font, change the size of your font, change a lot of things about this text. So that doesn't mean we want to change some things about this text. We don't like the font, so we can easily change it. So, and that doesn't mean we want to increase the font now. We have to come to the text tool. The text tool, see, click on the text tool and click on that text itself and select it. You can easily use Ctrl A for select all, or you come here to the end of the text and left click and select it like that. So highlight it. Let me just highlight it. So you can easily come here. This place is where you increase the size, set the font size. You can easily set your font size. Let's set it to 15. You can see the font automatically goes bigger, like because we've increased the font size. You can see that. So that's when we want to change this font now. I would teach us how to install fonts, how to bring fonts, how to download fonts. So that will be the next thing we'll be doing after we are done with this intro to Photoshop. Now that will be the next thing we'll be doing. Getting the elements that you need for your design. So Control A. Let's say Control A to select all, or we highlight all. So this is a place where you change your font. There is a drop down button here. So click on the drop down button and you see a lot of font. I actually add thousands of them here. So that's one of the headache you have as a designer when choosing font for your project. You have to go to a lot of fonts to choose the right font. And something I like about this is that it helps you classify your font. So you can easily see the serif, the slab serif. So we have the serif, the sans serif, and the script. All these ones are um other part of font, but we have basically three types of fonts: the serif, script, and sans serif. So let's assume I want to make this my font now. I'll just click on it, bam. Then I'll go back to the move tool to deselect to make it movable. So I'll be able to move it around my canvas or anywhere I want to put it within the canvas. So we've been able to talk about the move tool, the shape tool, and the text tool. So the next thing I want to tell us is how to open a Photoshop format. We've done how to create a Photoshop format. This is what we've done. We've created a Photoshop format. Now I will be telling you how to open a Photoshop file rather, and how to save a Photoshop file. Right. So let's assume now I want to open a Photoshop file. Somebody gave you a file and you want to open it on Photoshop. What do? You come here, file, and what? Open. File and what? Open. So you click on open, then you look for where the file is on your device, on your laptop or your computer or anything. So I'm trying to look for a work to open. So I'm trying to look for a work to open so that we can. So I will be opening. Let me go to my personal. So let me come here. So this doesn't mean I want to open this file now. I want to open this D4D flyer file or D4D. So I just want open. You can see you click on it. It even has the logo. When you locate after locating the file on your device, you click on that file. Then you open that file. So then Photoshop reads the file and open the file. As you can see, this is a file. Open on Photoshop. All these things you've seen, they are created from scratch using Photoshop. Some aside the design for design, the icon, the design for designer was created using Adobe Illustrator because it is a kind of brand mark. I use Illustrator to create that. So everything you see here is a combination of Photoshop and what? Illustrator. So that's how to open a Photoshop format. And the shortcut is Control O. Let me press Control. You see, I'm not clicking on anything on the Photoshop interface, but if I press Control O for my end here, you can't see. Unfortunately, you can't see my ends, but Control O, you see, I can easily click on any on any file here, and what? and let me open this, the tags, let me open it and what and open. So it is two ways. So it is two ways. You can click, you can open your files in two different ways. So that's that. So that doesn't mean we've learned to create a file in Photoshop. We've learned to open a file in Photoshop. The next thing now is saving a file in Photoshop. Saving a file in Photoshop. So do So saving a file in Photoshop, what do we do? So you come to the file. So the file is one of the menu tab. Come to the file. Then you see what? Save. Once you click on save, it automatically bring out a catalog like this. A question from you where you will like to save your file. Do you get where you would like to save your file? So I want to save this on let me save it here. Let me create a new folder and let me call it test. You can choose to create a folder and put your stuff in folders or just so I'll be so I'm putting my file inside the folder. So now the next thing is what so the next thing is you have to name your files, but because we've given it a name when we are creating it from the start, so this is the name we gave it. So an automatic. So automatically we are saving your document for the first time on Photoshop. So the is what because you want to save it as a Photoshop document so that later you can open it with Photoshop and do any other thing you want to do with it. So what you want to save it as a Photoshop document. So don't worry about all these ones later. We are going to explore how to save it as, let's say, how to save as a picture, how to save that so that you can view it on your phone, on your devices. How to save as any format, PNG. So we are going to view all those things later. But for the purpose of this session, so let us, because we are saving this for the first time, you save it as what? As a Photoshop file. So and the short name is PSD, Photoshop document, rather Photoshop document. So that's the short name for it. It's called a PSD document. So any Photoshop document is called a what? A PSD document, a PSD file. So, sorry. So that's, you just click on save. So now it asks for this. Don't bother yourself about this. Just leave it the way it is. Then click what? OK. So then it's saved. So now if I should close this document, I can easily go to my where I saved it, which is what you can see the folder here, test, and easily um open it, and I can easily open it. There are two ways to open a file. I forgot to tell us that. You can easily come to the usual way, the one I told us earlier, open and come here, D for D. Sometimes it will not automatically take you to where you saved it. You have to look for it and search for it. That's why you have to be organized as a designer. You have to know where a particular document is per time. If I should open my file to you, everything you see here are designs. So I know where each of my designs are. I don't need to start looking for them all around. So you have to be organized, know where your folders are, know where you can get all your things at a particular time. If it means that giving them date, okay, design 2 February 2025, put date so that you can easily know them. So you have to be very, very organized as a designer, so that because as time goes on, you have to deal with so many designs and it won't be nice. It will be very time consuming for you to be looking for design. That doesn't mean your client say, okay, see, I want to edit that design you did for me in 2022. And unfortunately, you are not organized. You start looking for the design up and down because you don't know where you saved it. So these things will help you organize your files. You can see I created a new file for the test document, so I can easily locate it. So this is the test document, and click on it, and what, and open it. So this is one of the ways we can what, open a file. So let me show us the second way we can open a file, which is the one I do most. So you can just what, drag it to the Photoshop and put it in an open space like this. Don't put it here on the document here. Put it in an open space like this, and automatically what, opens. So that's the two ways you can what, open your file. So I think we've been able to see how to create a document, save a document, and what, and save, create, open, and save a document. So you've been able to see those three things, because those are the basic things. You have to know how to create a document, you have to know how to save, you have to know how to open a document. So I will be showing us an example, one of the examples from the menu bar. Let me open an image that I'll be using to demonstrate that, an image. So I'll be getting my image here. Let's just use this image. So the image you open, so the image has opened. So this is the image of a girl. That's mean I want to blur out this image. Now I want to blur this image. What do I need to do? I need to come here, filter. You can see filter. That's a menu. This menu has a lot of things inside. So let's say I want to blur it. So you just come to filter, blur, Gaussian blur, for example. You can see it blurs out. So that's a function. That's one of the functions. You can see there are a lot of functions, but I would love you to start exploring each of these things one after the other, because nobody will actually teach you what each of these functions work for. But as we design, as you look at tutorials, as you watch other people work, you can easily see, okay, this is what this thing is used for. This is what this is used for. You can easily master those tools like that, because once you watch a tutorial, watch a class like this, you will get to know new things about these tools. You get to understand, okay, what this is meant for. Do you get? See now, this is not the picture we brought in, but we've been able to modify it, plot it, and turn it to this with Photoshop. So you can see there are a lot of possibilities using Photoshop to create designs. You can do a lot of things. You can manipulate, you can create files, you can create designs. So basically, it's just like an intro to Photoshop. This is basically an intro. So I will recommend, I'll post a link to the video I want you to watch before tomorrow. So this will give you a a comprehensive idea of what Photoshop is. You can see I've not been able to finish this whole thing, and we spent above 1 hour already just trying to um go around Photoshop. So if you are still with me, I want to know if you are still with me, kindly press 2 2 2 2. If you are still with me, if you are still with me, kindly press 2 2 2 2. Yes, so thank you so much. Thank you so much. So thank you for your time. So now we are done with the intro, but we'll be sending that video to us in the group. So um I'll be sharing another aspect of my screen later. So I'll be showing us where you can get your font, where you can get some images, where you can get some other things from to create your to create your uh to create your design. So yeah, I'll be sharing my screen later. I will be sharing my screen later so you can see some things. So yeah, so let me share my screen now again. I'm trying to share my screen again. So just some minutes, please. Some minutes. Some minute. Yeah. Yeah. So if you can see my screen now, kindly let me know. If you can see my screen now, let me know so we can start round up this whole session. And yeah. So thank you so much. So um so let's say you want to install fonts. So I'll be giving you some sites where you can download your font from. A site where you can download there are a lot of font in that site. So the name of the site is the fonts, because fonts are very important in your designs. You have to have access to the right fonts. And something good about this is that the fonts here are free. Like they are free. You don't need to pay for them. So the font, you can see the font. So I will type it in the chat box now so you can have the name, the font.com. So using this site, you can get free fonts and of course nice fonts, good, free and nice fonts. Like they are free but they are nice. Like, and you have like about 77,000 choices of font here. Like you have choices to pick the ones that are that goes in line with any project you want to do at any point in time. That's that. So I'll be sharing to us now another site that I love using to get my images, which is freepik.com. So um I think, yeah. So freepik.com is another site where you can get your images. So freepik.com. So freepik.com is another site where you can get images from, but unfortunately, they have a lot of white people images, but then there are black people too. So you can easily search for backgrounds. Let's say, let me search for backgrounds. Backgrounds. You can easily get backgrounds. A lot of back. You can see a lot of backgrounds are here. So these are the things that you need to know as a designer. You need to know where to get your resources from. You need to know where to get your resources. These are places where it will help you to create. Because if you don't know where to get all these things from, you will find it difficult to create functional and nice designs. When I say functional and nice design, functional design is a design that respect all the principles, and a aesthetic looking design is a design that looks beautiful, it looks nice and it is functional, because you can easily see what is in it and you can easily get the message from the design. So these are sites that can help you get backgrounds, get pictures of models, get product images and all like so. But recently I came across a a site that has more of black people's images, which is the site is retina retnow.io. It's I think it has majorly African images. This will help you because most of the time you'll be working with people from here. Maybe later you then work with people from across the world. But if you need pictures of people that are black, so retina.io will help you. That is an amazing place to get all those um, pictures. So I'll be so that's that. So and the next there are other places you can get pictures from, like Shutterstock. Shutterstock, you can get pictures from Shutterstock, but unfortunately, Shutterstock is a paid platform. So and it is not advisable that you go there yet, because you are not getting paid yet for those designs you'll be making. So and you can get from Evanto too. So you can get from Evanto Element. I mean Evanto Element is not free too. It is a paid platform. You have to pay to get for sometimes 16.50. So I use Evanto. So you have to pay something around this amount to get resources from here. Like anything you download unlimited for a month. So that's Evanto. So yeah. So, but as along the line, as you begin to get paid for your designs, you can easily subscribe to these platforms and get and get pay to get premium resources, because premium resources help you to make your work look better, make people respect you more as a designer. So there are other places. There are a lot of backgrounds, pictures, and all the likes from. So like Pixabay, you can get a lot of pictures from Pixabay. You can get a lot of backgrounds. You can get so I'm dropping all these things in the group. You can get a lot of them. You can get it. You can see a lot of resources from here, and mostly these things are free. They are free, so you can get it from these places. So actually, I promised to show you my work process tonight, but time isn't on our side. So tomorrow we'll be creating design proper by tomorrow. We'll be creating design proper tomorrow. So I'll be showing you how I design. I'll be showing you my creative process, my design process, and how I create mood boards. So what are mood boards? Mood boards are just like inspirations, like things you draw inspiration from. Like they are like uh you get ideas from those things. Those are what mood boards are. And I will tell us, I will show you how you can create your own mood boards, and it will help you create better designs. You get, because yesterday I remembered I put it out that for you to start out as a designer, you have to learn to look at other people's design, learn to copy what they do, learn to copy creatively what they do. So that's that about that. So I think I've been able to share with you introduction about designs and where you can get resources from as a designer for free, at least to start up as a designer. This free pick is not totally free. Yeah, it's not totally free. They offer premium services too, but you can, but for now, please um use the free. You can easily get 10 resources per day for free on free pick. And I'm recommending this because one of the things that actually make that actually hinder designers in making good design is because they don't have access to the right resources. They don't have access to something to use for their design. So do you get? So I'm giving you this now, so that you can search out, look at the website, check them out, look at what they do, look at what you can get from them, because they are free. You're not paying. You're from them. So tonight I'll be bringing. So tonight I'll be bringing the class to an end. So, but before we leave, I'll be entertaining questions. In case any of you have a question, some questions or a clarity about anything, you can ask your question. You can type your question. Hello, if I will bring. I don't know if you can hear me. I'll be bringing the class to an end. So if you have a question, kindly type your question in the chat box so we can treat the question before we leave. Then we we close the session. So kindly comment on the chat box so that I can see your question. If there's any question at all, So if there is no question, then maybe we close. Then I want to hear from you how the class was, and I'm so sorry. I apologize for the network issue. I apologize for the name because it's beyond my control. I can't control it. Actually, my two sims here I are the one I used to just try and get network, but then one totally disappointed me. The one I trusted to give me the right um network disappointed me tonight. So what will I do? So we just have to maintain and um and do what we need to do. So we will not relent. We have to do this. And I believe at the end of the class, at the end of those session, then we have better results. So what's the normal size for designs that will be posted on social handles? Okay. So these sizes, designs, there are not particular sizes that you can post on social media, but you have to make sure that your work is actually their their sizes are minimal, they are minimal, and any size that you can work with. There are no particular size. Okay, if your image is, but at least it has to be reasonable. At least, okay. Are you talking about size in type of, or you are talking about the orientation, please? Is it the size or the orientation? So please let me know general icon. So if you let me know, are you talking about the file size, how heavy the size is, or the orientation of the design? Please let me clarify. Are you talking? So I'm actually answering for how heavy the size will be after finishing your design. Is that what you are saying, sir? Okay, orientation. So, oh, okay. For the orientation, it depends on the platform you are posting it to. So you have to, I think I should look around and send us the orientation for each of these social medias. I will look around and send us the orientation. No, I get it now. So I will look around and send it to you. Yeah, but there are exceptions. Yeah, there are exceptions. So if there's any other question, please keep it coming before we close the live session. Somebody is typing, so I'm waiting for that person to finish typing, then we know what's next. So, Mr. Raphael, please, this Photoshop, you have to get the new one. So this can't work because this will actually limit you in several ways. To limit you in several ways. Please kindly get the one we recommended so you can flow. Okay, so I think if anybody is typing, please type fast so we can everybody can go and rest. Yeah, the thing is, actually, 2015 Photoshop is okay. It's okay. So I actually recommended it because of I don't know the configuration of people's system. I don't know the configuration. So, but if you feel your system is can take up to the 2022 version, I because if you want to download it, you will see you see the specification. If your system can actually go in line with that, so you can actually do it. It's not like limiting us to 2015. I'm just trying to make sure that our systems can accommodate the reason. Okay, I think we can talk about the system later. We can talk about the system later. So, any question should come in. Oh yeah, oh, please, if you are typing, please type fast. We just have 4 minutes to end this whole thing. Okay. As regard resolution, sir, I used to work with a very good version of Photoshop. I have discovered that rasterized images can be increased or reduced in resolution. Can be increase or reduce in resolution. Finally, okay. So this is basic. I think you are a design. You have experience working with design already. So I'll just give this answer directly. So this is just what you just need to do is try to work with smart objects. Anytime you are working with images, try to convert your images to smart objects so that you can easily get the original images back. Because in Photoshop, if you increase the image, it might there are tendencies that you lose resolution. But try to convert your images to smart objects. Yes, I will send the sizes of various social media. I will send it to the main group. I will send to the main group so we can have an idea of the sizes of the social media. So if I've answered your question, please kindly notify, kindly let me know if I've answered your question. And if I've not answered your question, let me know too, please, so we can just end the class. And then we go, we go. Oh, how do we measure fit in Photoshop? So in Photoshop, I think there is no option for fit, but there is something I do. I actually do not work in fit in Photoshop because if you work in fit, it might there are tendencies because fit is a complex size. There's tendencies that your system begin to hang because I've experienced that when I was using my old systems. So I have a formula what I used to do. What I do is just assuming I want to work on 6 feet by 4 feet, I will convert it to inches. 6 feet to inches is that will be 6 times 12. That is 72 inches. Do you get? I will convert both the length and breadth to inches. I will now divide it by 4. Do you get? I will divide it by 4. So by doing so, I will get a smaller size of my document. And then what I will just need to do is I will use a high resolution 300 so that when they will be increasing it during printing, I will have a perfect I will still have a perfect design that is not blurred. So we have 12 inches in 1 feet, please. We have 12 inches in 1 feet. So I think that's all. I think that's all for tonight. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you for your time. Thank you for staying to. Thank you for. So let me just give a shout out to everybody on this call tonight. Shout out to Judith. Shout out to Deborah. Shout out to Abiola David. Shout out to Malga, Bro Felix. Shout out to IOB. Shout out to Ishololo Fumilola. Shout out to Albert. Yeah, that was my guy. God, I've missed you. I've missed this one. So this one used to do my hair then when I was in school. When I was he stayed in my hostel. I think it's God. I've missed you, sir. Shout out to Old Tominsin. Shout out to Rajolua from Kayomi. Shout out to General Icon. Shout out to AKTY. Shout out to Alabode. Shout out to Johnson. That's my friend. Shout out to you. Shout out to Moses. Shout out to Bro TJ. Shout out to everyone that participated tonight. Shout out to everyone. I really appreciate you tonight for staying through. And I believe we are making progress. I believe we're making progress. So I meet you tomorrow, same time. So I will send in the link to the video I promised, and I will send you the sizes of the social media flyers, social media sizes. So see you tomorrow. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.